Okay, guys, for today English classes, we're going to do the student book 19 and 20. Okay, for page 19, as can you see there, we're going to review the past tense. Okay, is about grammar. So let's start. It says, read and listen. Read the story, read and listen to the story. What kind of story do you think it is? A true story, a ghost story. I love ghost stories. Or an urban legend. So let's read here. And then decide what kind of story it is. It says, a few years ago, a financial analyst from Philadelphia was walking around a flea market when he saw an old picture of a country scene. He paid $4 for the picture, thinking he could use the frame for something else. After he'd removed the painting from the frame, he found an old document behind it. He showed it to a friend who collected Civil War memorable. The document, which had been hiding behind the painting for many years, turned out to be one of 500 official copies of the 1766 Declaration of Independence. There were only 24 other copies known to exist. And this one was in excellent condition. It sold at auction for $2.42 million. Wow. He bought it for $4 and sold it for $2.44 million. Okay, what do you think? Do you think it is a true story, a ghost story, or an urban legend? What do you think? Of course, it's not a ghost story because we cannot see nothing about ghosts here. No vemos nada sobre fantasmas aquí, so it's not about ghost story. Now we have two options. Do you think it is a true story? ¿Creen que es una historia real? Or do you think it's a urban legend o una leyenda urbana?
I think it's a true story.
Do you think it's a true story? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Those things happens. Okay. So here, let's study. Read the explanations, then underline an example of each tense in exercise 1. And underline an example of each tense in exercise 1. The first explanation says, I cannot see, says, review past tense forms. Simple past. The simple past is conformed by the base verb plus ed or irregular forms of the verb. Use the simple past for complete actions in the past. So look for an example of simple past in this article. Remember, the simple past shows things or actions that was completed in past. El pasado simple nos muestra acciones que fueron completadas en el pasado. The base verb ends with ed or the irregular form of the verb, if the verb is irregular. So tell me just one example about simple past. And let's look for it and underline it in the exercise 1. For example, he saw an old picture. He saw, él vio, he saw an old picture. This is simple past, simple past.
Irregular verb.
And saw is an irregular verb. He saw a picture, an old picture. Good. Okay. Past progressive. Okay, for past progressive, use was or were. Was for singular, were for plural, for the base verb plus ing. Use the past progressive for actions in progress at a particular time in the past. Was or were and the base verb plus ing. For example, was walking. Estaba caminando. Was walking. Okay. Ching, ching. Good. Past perfect. For past perfect, we use had for positive, for hadn't, for negative, plus the past participle of the verb. It's right, Cherigo. Am I right? Use the past perfect to show that an action happened before another action on time in the past, and use a simple past for the other action before, after, by the time, just, yet, already are often used with the past perfect. Look for an example of past perfect in the exercise 1. Can you find it? I found one. For example, the past perfect here says he removed the painting from the frame. He, okay, that says he had removed the painting. Okay, so here, this sentence shows you the past perfect. Now, what about past perfect progressive? Okay, use hadn't plus been, had been or hadn't been, plus the base verb plus ing. Use the past perfect progressive for action in progress up to a time in the past or before another action or time in the past. All, morning, day, for, we can find for, since, are often used with the past perfect progressive. So if you see all morning, the word day, for or since, so maybe you are near, close to find the past perfect progressive sentence. The progressive always have been, okay? and ing, has ing. Okay. Here. Had been hiding. Had been hiding. Había estado escondida. Había estado escondida. Okay. Okay, it says simple past and participle, page 140. Okay, let's practice here. Let's complete the urban legend with the words in the box. There are two words you don't need to use. The words are after, before, for, just, since, soon, until, when, while, and yet. Okay, there are two words here in the box that you don't need to use. Says, did you hear the story about publishing company employee who died at his desk? He was working and remained there. Okay, which word can we use to complete here? Number one. ¿Has escuchado la historia acerca de una empresa de publicidad, de un empleado de una empresa de publicidad que murió en su puesto, en su mesa, mientras? What is the word that means mientras?
While.
While, yes. While he was working, mientras estaba trabajando, who died, okay. And remained there, y estuvo allí 5 days. Must be 4. To say por 5 días, y estuvo allí por 5 días.
For 5 days.
Okay. For 5 days. Anyone noticed something was wrong? Antes que alguien, pasaron 5 días antes que alguien notara que él estaba allí, que algo estaba mal. Say antes.
Before.
Before anyone. Noticed something was wrong. His name was George Torkelbaum, and he'd been working for the company the 1990s. Since. Yes, since. Since él estuvo trabajando en la compañía desde los 90s. Okay, 5. He died. The other 23 officer workers continue. 5.
When he died.
What?
When he died, the other 23
when he have died. When he had died. Después de que él había muerto. Después de que él haya muerto.
After.
Okay. After he died, the The other 23 office workers continued working around him without realizing what had happened. The alarm wasn't raised the following weekend. Hasta
Until.
until the following weekend. Okay, now here. A cleaner found him. Cuando un limpiador, cuando, ¿sí? Lo encontró.
When.
Okay, when. When a cleaner found him, he'd solo tenía 51 y él murió de un ataque al corazón. Solamente. Just. He had just turned 51 and he died of a heart attack. Okay, it is an urban legend. Okay, for number 4, now you have to complete the ghost story using the simple past, the past progressive, and the past perfect, and past perfect progressive. And then listen and check. Okay, here you have to change the verbs in parentheses.
The first not is told. Is told. Told.
Okay. And the subject, Jen is talking, no? I told. Okay, told is grammatically correct. It's correct. So it could says, te conté did I told you what happened to my friend Paul? No, I don't think so. What? The past. Here, simple past. Remember, simple past. Just change the base of the verb into the past.
What happened?
Okay, happened. So at ed. Well, at the time of the incident, he lived. Past perfect or past progressive? Past progressive. Was or were and at ing.
He was living.
Okay. In a house outside a small village. He, again, past progressive.
He was walking.
Was walking, okay. home one night when he, past perfect, past perfect, the past tense of the verb see,
Seeing.
no,
So.
so. When he saw someone outside his house, the man, okay, where? Past participle with the verb where. The man
Was wearing.
was
Estaba
wearing,
vistiendo.
okay. The man was wearing strange old-fashioned clothes. He said he past perfect progressive with be. He said he okay, had been, the past participle is been. In an accident, he said he had been in an accident and here, need, past perfect. The past tense of the verb need,
Needed.
needed. Help. What? Okay.
What happened to him? Happened with E
Ya
and
había
D.
pasado. Okay, here is past perfect. Past perfect. Use had and the past participle of the verb happened to him. He past perfect progressive with the verb stay. Use past perfect progressive for the number 10.
He was staying.
No, past perfect progressive.
He had been
Uh-huh.
staying.
Yes. Had been staying at house on the hill and, okay. For 11, use again, use. Past perfect. Past perfect. Use had again and change the form of wake. The past participle of wake. Past participle of wake. Okay, maybe you don't. Had woken up to discover that the house Okay, for number 12, use simple past. The simple past of the verb be.
Being.
No, it's the past participle, the simple past. Being is the participle. Was. Was. It was on fire. By the time he, number 13, used simple past with the verb manage. Manage is an irregular verb. Just add ed to the verb managed to get out the house. Okay, for the 14, you have to use past perfect. Ahora sí, Juan Cortés, es tu tiempo de brillar. El past participle de be.
Being.
Had been. Had been almost completely destroyed. For 15, use. Okay, you have to use Riyadh and the name Paul. Here is simple past. Simple past. Okay, did Paul Riyadh? How did Paul react? He, okay, for 16, use the simple past. The past of the verb take is el pasado de take. ¿Cuál es el pasado de take? Took. Out his phone and called for help, but when he past, simple past again. El pasado de look.
Look at. Look.
Look it up. The man. Oh. Past perfect. The past participle de go. El pasado participio de go.
Went.
No. Gone. He had gone. Apparently, there was an house on the hill. There was no house on the hill. The house that, okay, past perfect with be. Past perfect with be. Had been. You don't shine, Juan. There, okay, born down. Okay, past participle. Past perfect. Siempre usas had, usas el pasado participio del verbo born, es born, net. And done. Okay. 100 years ago. There you have your ghost story, your horror story. So here, okay, it was a good practice. Now I know if I tell you what tense of the verb that you have to use, you can see here and consider the correct answer. So here, live as a river. See you tomorrow.